They said Monday mornings were the hardest, but nobody warned Keisha what awaited her behind locker 14B. As she turned the corner of Jefferson High's east hallway, a guttural laugh echoed, followed by the sharp thud of sneakers scuffing linoleum. Her eyes caught him instantly. Chad Lawson, tall as a goalpost, grinning like he owned the place. Behind him, his usual crew snickered like backup singers. Keisha clutched her books tighter, heart pounding. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell to get notified for more, share to friends. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our story goes. Yo, what's up with the hair, Shaka Zulu? Chad bellowed, shoving her locker door closed just as she reached for it. Keisha blinked. Did he just say that out loud? Her silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. She looked him in the eye, steady and calm, then turned back to her locker. Again, he slammed it shut. What? You people don't speak unless Massa say so. The laughter behind him roared. Keisha's throat burned. Not from tears, but fire. A deep, hot flame that wanted to erupt. But she wasn't going to let that moment define her. Not yet. She didn't flinch. You know, she said quietly, your ignorance is showing. Might want to tuck that in. His smirk vanished. What did you say? The hallway went silent. A teacher passed by but didn't stop. Typical. You heard me, she replied. Don't mistake my silence for permission. Chad's eyes narrowed. His friends took a step back. Something had shifted. The crowd around them grew. Phones came out. The air changed. I bet you think you're tough, he sneered, stepping forward. Just because you read a few James Baldwin quotes don't make you Malcolm X. Keisha dropped her books. You wanna find out? The bell rang. But nobody moved. Chad chuckled, stepping closer, underestimating her completely. What are you gonna do? Throw a protest? Sing, We Shall Overcome at me? But Keisha wasn't laughing. Her foot moved slightly, just enough to adjust her stance. Years of self-defense classes with Aunt Denise, a former Marine, flashed through her. She'd been taught restraint, taught to de-escalate, but also taught how to survive. Chad grabbed at her shoulder. That was the mistake. In less than 10 seconds, the hallway erupted. She twisted his wrist with a swift rotation, dropping his arm downward, forcing him off balance. One knee jabbed to his side, not enough to injure, but enough to teach. Chad stumbled backward into the lockers. Gasps filled the corridor. Phones zoomed in. Keisha didn't pursue him. She simply picked up her books, eyes locked with his. She didn't yell, didn't boast. Silence was her weapon now, and it cut deep. A teacher finally arrived, Mr. Holland from history class. What's going on here? Keisha turned. I'd like to file a harassment report, sir. Mr. Holland looked stunned. Chad stammered something about horseplay and just a joke, but nobody was laughing now. Especially not the cameras still recording. Later, in the office, the truth unraveled. 4 videos. Multiple witnesses. Even one of Chad's friends admitted he kinda crossed the line this time. The school had no choice. Chad was suspended for racial harassment and physical aggression. The story made it to local news. Not because of Keisha's actions, but because the school finally had to confront what many students of color had been whispering about for years. Racism wasn't always a burning cross. Sometimes, it wore Letterman jackets and called it just jokes. But Keisha's story didn't end there. The next day, someone taped a note to her locker, "Thank you for standing up. I've been quiet for too long." Then another, "You're brave. Keep going." Within a week, Keisha had unknowingly sparked something. A student forum on equality, a policy change on racial sensitivity, even an open invitation to speak at the school board. She didn't want to be a hero. She just wanted respect. And slowly, the school started to listen. Chad's return weeks later wasn't triumphant. He kept his head low. And though he never apologized, he didn't repeat his behavior. Fear of consequences, maybe. Or maybe, just maybe, 10 seconds of Keisha's courage rewired something deeper. Moral lesson. Real strength isn't in fists or fury, it's in knowing when to act, how to speak, and when silence screams louder than words. Racism thrives in unchecked silence. But when one voice dares to rise, it stirs others. Keisha didn't fight to be feared. She stood to be respected. And that is the power of truth. One bold moment can disrupt years of ignorance.